Most security camera setups are built for homes, not for land like this. And a lot of them look good on paper, but don't actually hold up in the real world. They're built around subscriptions, cloud storage, and constant connectivity. And that's not really how I want things set up out here. I've tested a lot of cameras over several years to see what works on a homestead. Most of them fall short in one way or another, and this is what I keep coming back to. At this point, I've tested a lot of different cameras out here. Some of them worked for a while, some were frustrating, and some really just didn't last. The problem is most of these cameras are designed for convenience, not for reliability. I need to just pull that camera down and toss it. It required a subscription, and I'm just never going to use it. So right now I have 3 of these set up around the homestead, and these are the cameras that I rely on. This newest camera is the upgraded version, so it's dual lenses and both are 4K. Anyway, I'm just going to show you how I actually use these cameras in a real world scenario. Out here, security isn't simply about putting a camera on your front door. It's long driveways, animals, open land, weather, and not knowing what's going on out here when you're not here. If I'm in town and it's raining really hard, I want to be able to check the roads. If something pulls up, I want to know. And I want to be able to check on the animals. With the rest of the homestead covered, I'm going to set this camera up at the front gate here, which is now one of the most important spots on the homestead. And more importantly, this is probably the easiest camera that I've ever set up, and I'm going to show you why. So far, all I did was pull this out of the box. I haven't done anything, and I just wanted to show you how quick these are to set up. So here it goes.
Camera on.
Okay, so the camera's on. I've got a memory card out in the shop, so we'll grab that on the way, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. So add device. We want to add an outdoor camera. That's the one. It seems to have automatically known. I'm sure that's the one. Yeah, somehow it knew automatically. This is a different camera. Okay, so it already knows that I'm ready to log in. I can just hit next. It's saved my login information from the other cameras. So it's connecting to the Wi-Fi network.
Wi-Fi connected.
It's connected. Okay, so name the device. I'm going to put front gate. And then you can select an image. There's a front door, that'll work. Okay, complete. Sounds good. Take the camera to the location where you want to mount it. Okay, so now I can see that it's working. So this is all you have to do to install it. There's a bracket. Okay. And then the camera just slides over the bracket. Okay. This is the bracket for the solar panel. There's an extension cord for the panel if you need it. Okay, so it just slides on. There's plenty of cord here. Update required, it says. Updating. That quick, it's updating. These are by far the easiest cameras I've ever set up. While it might have took me 4 minutes to record the whole process, doing it in person in real life is a little bit quicker and easier. It really takes about a minute to program it, a couple minutes to mount everything, and you're done. And once it's set up, it works. I've literally had cameras that I would go out and attempt to set up for 45 minutes and give up because I had other things to do and work on it another day. And that's just not the case with these cameras. The fact that there's two cameras on one camera is outlandish. I've got a camera facing at the very front gate 24/7 and then one that faces inward. And the inward facing camera has tracking. And so if somebody walks through the gate, it'll follow that person around. The tracking works so good on these cameras that I can come out and it'll follow me all the way over to the agricultural shed as I'm feeding the animals. It really does work very well. Remote viewing is absolutely huge. It's one of the most, well, it's just a huge relief. I'll be in town, maybe it's dumping rain and I want to see what's going on. I can pull up the cameras and I can see. And when you see that your animals are doing just fine, that everything's okay, that's just a massive amount of relief when you're 2 hours away. Here's something that's kind of funny. The last camera I recorded, it's 2K. And well, both of the other cameras I have are 2K, which is totally fine. It picks up everything just fine. I can see clearly. It's a good picture. It identifies everything you need to know. And in the last video I made, I said, hey, these are 2K. I don't even know if they make a 4K, and I really didn't. Well, now I know, and I've got this new camera that's 4K on both cameras. So the picture quality is just better. And I honestly didn't have any complaints with the 2K. Like I say, I've probably tested 20 cameras roughly. And I do have 2 other cameras right now, in addition to these 3, that are just cameras that worked and have always been just fine. But nothing, really nothing compares to these cameras. There's no other camera I've had that had all of the different features, being able to record locally, no subscription necessary, an absolutely abundant amount of technology and features on a camera that's actually very affordable too. And that's the kicker, is it's not overly priced. They're around $100, and for what you get, I think it's pretty outlandish. Technology is advancing really well, but there's a lot of cameras out there that are overpriced, and they're just a stationary camera that costs more money than these. And I can honestly say that these are the best cameras that I've tried.